So yesterday, I talked about finances and if you're happy with your financial state. Today, I said I would do relationships. This one's tough. I think because the area of relationships is so wide, I was having trouble thinking beforehand, how in the world am I going to narrow this down? But because you have your relationships with, as in maybe in your home life, your immediate home with your spouse, if you're married, or a significant other. You have your relationships with your children, if you have any. And then it kind of branches off from there, your extended family and other family members. And you have relationships with your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors. So that topic is pretty wide. And I was like, I have no idea what. So I'll just pick something. Again, I'll probably tell a story on what I did. So prior to Elia, my husband, I had been married before. And the man I was with, we were together 25 years. So it was a long time. We had 4 kids. And I was not happy. Okay, so it's no secret. I was not happy in this relationship for various reasons. And I decided that I need to make a change. And the change that I decided to go with was to get divorced. Which, whenever you make a change like that, these are like drastic changes that I would not recommend initially for anybody. So these are over time, if things happen or whatever your circumstance is, if you're really not happy, these are changes that you need to put forth some forethought into it before you go ahead with this. And also, I will make a disclaimer that I am no relationship expert and I don't claim to be. Anyways, so I'd gotten divorced. And I had, during that time of, after being divorced, I was able to become more clear what I was looking for in my relationship with a significant other or someone that I was, wishing to spend my life with. And sometimes I think we go around and we don't really put a lot of thought into that. You just kind of go and but there's not a lot of thought into things that you want and the things that you don't want. So I was able to do that. And then luckily I have, made some big changes in my life and they've been all for the positive. I am currently, as you know, remarried again and had another baby. So I made those big changes, but it took some effort. Just a quick story on how my current husband, Elia, and I met. Some people know this and some people, they don't. But we had met at, it was at a gathering at someone's house. And we could not speak the same language. So Elia is from Cuba, and obviously I'm here. And so he spoke Spanish, I spoke English, and it's hard enough to communicate with someone that speaks the same language as you. Try communicating with someone who you cannot speak at all the same language. We had to use Google Translate for 6 months in our relationship. It's a great story to tell now, but at the time it was like, oh my goodness. Because when you use a translator, the words don't even translate. Some of it just is nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense at all. So we did have kind of quite a few laughs with that. So we couldn't speak the same language. We have a pretty significant age gap. There's 11 years between us, and I'm older. Yeah, that was a really tough pill for me to swallow in the beginning because I come from just, I think, a thought process that if there's an age difference at all, it would be on the flip side. So it would be the man is older than the woman, and that didn't turn out to be my case. So that I had to kind of work myself through in the beginning a little bit. So we had a bunch of different things, and we come from different cultures. Obviously, like I said, he's Cuban, and I'm American. So we have two completely different cultures, belief systems, ways of living. We had two completely different economic backgrounds, two different education backgrounds. So we learned in the beginning of our relationship, we had to learn how to be together, how to, come from two completely different worlds and how to merge these worlds together. And that it was a lot of work in the beginning, but I think that created such a strong foundation for us that we did all that work in the beginning and we have like the foundation of what's needed in a relationship. So that might be, as I start thinking about that, the key to some relationships. Know what you're looking for, know what you want, what you don't want, and make sure that the foundation of your relationships, wherever they are, I'm just speaking of, a spouse right now, that it's strong, it's solid. Because you're going to, need that. It's like kind of building a house. If you don't have a solid foundation, your house is not going to stand very long. So that would be a little bit of advice in that area that I would give. Like I said, the relationship part is super tough because it's like all over the place. You can talk about relationships with your kids. You can talk about relationships with your friends. I know some people feel that they don't have a lot of friendships, and or they're very introverted, and it's hard for them to meet people. And I always say, I think I'm an introvert. I don't know. My husband disagrees. He thinks I'm an extrovert, and I think that's just because I talk, but so I call myself an extroverted introvert. I don't know. I think I read that somewhere. But I like to be alone, and I don't like to, go a lot of places with a lot of people. I prefer quiet in my home. So I do know it's hard sometimes for people to meet other people and get out there and stuff. So I wish you well in your relationships. I know if you're struggling right now in one area, just pick something that you can control. Not necessarily control the other person, but something within you that if you need to make a change in whatever direction it is, it doesn't have to be a drastic change, but some kind of change to better that relationship or seek out other relationships that have aspects of it, have things that you're looking for. Tip, if you are married or with somebody, do not seek out relationships with other people. That will not help you. Okay, so I don't want to make that sound. I think that sounded like I was promoting that. I don't know. I wasn't. So, all right. Well, I hope this helped a little. Have a good day.